Welcome to my cooking channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple but delicious beef roast. But before I do that, I have a true confession. My children got tired of me telling them recipes that said, oh, put a little of this, a little of that. So now they've made me measure everything. And I can assure you, every recipe has been taste tested. So I hope you enjoy the video and try it out. I'm sure your family will love it. Thank you. Welcome, family and friends, to Cooking with Katerina. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple but delicious beef roast. But before we go into the ingredients, I'd like to show you the two types of roaster pans, or actually sizes of roaster pans that I have. I use this one when I'm putting a beef roast along with some potatoes and carrots and other vegetables, onions, and want to serve it that way. Today I'm using the smaller roaster pan because I'm just going to cook the beef in the pan, make sure I have plenty of juice for gravy, and probably make some mashed potatoes with it. So today I'm using a London Broil. As you can see, why you ask? Because it was on sale. And when anything is on sale, I know I can make something out of it. So if you're using a roast that has a fat side, I always leave the fat side up. And that way it gets a nice color and all that juice just rolls down over the roast. But today, as I said, we're going to use a London Broil roast. Now, for a list of ingredients. This roast is a 2.5 pound roast. So, we're going to put our oven, which I've already done, on 375. So, that's all ready to go. So, what else you're going to need is 4 tablespoons of Kikkoman soy sauce. Now, I like Kikkoman soy sauce because it has a wine taste to it. Some people like to use wine, but they do tell you whatever wine you use, make sure it's one you like to drink, and pretty much that'll work with the roast. So we have also 4 bay leaf, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of granulated garlic, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now, the Kikkoman does come in a low sodium version, but I use regular. So that's why I only put a 1/2 teaspoon of salt in. Always better to err on the side of caution, put less salt. You can always salt it later. And you'll need 4 cups of water because we want to make sure we have plenty of juice. So what you're going to do first is you're going to take your Kikkoman, you're going to pour it over your roast, and the rest in the pan. You want to make sure it's all covered there. Then we're going to take our salt and sprinkle some on top. And again, all the rest will go inside the pan. We'll take our 1/2 teaspoon of granulated garlic, again doing the same thing, sprinkling some on the roast and the rest in the pan. And our onion powder, sorry about that, onion powder, again doing the same thing. And a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And you kind of just put it all over the roast and the rest in the pan. That's going to make a nice gravy. Then I'll have 4 bay leaves that I'll put in there. And we'll add our 4 cups of water. And it will almost cover the top of the roast. And We'll try to show it to you here. But all the seasonings are in there now. You'll cover it up and let it cook for about 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on how tender you want your meat to be. Now remember, this juice will make a wonderful gravy. So we'll put it in the oven now, and you can forget about it for about 2.5 hours. Check on it to see if it's as tender as you'd like it, and we can go from there. We'll see you then. I let the roast cook for 2.5 hours, and then I checked it, and it was done to perfection. So I pulled it out of the oven, let it set with the cover on for about 15 minutes. Then I placed it in this plate and poured a little of the juice over it. Now this meat is so tender, you can just take a fork and pull it off. As you can see, it's beautiful. Then I strained the remaining juice and put it into this measuring cup, because I'm going to use this later to make gravy to go over my meat and my mashed potatoes. So we can take a little bite here and see how it is. Oh my gosh, it is so tender. There are so many flavors going on here. You will absolutely love it. So, after you've viewed this video, if you would like to subscribe to my cooking channel, but please share it and like it to your friends and family. I would be so excited. Thank you, and have a great day.